Hey, everybody. It's Mr. Greg. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I'm excited to be joined by my friend, Melysa. Hey, Melysa.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right. Well, listen, y'all, we're excited. We're going to talk about something that all of us are passionate about, play in the classroom. I am pumped about Melysa's session at Elevate Virtual. I'm pumped to get to talk to her tonight about play in the classroom. And listen, I know this is a hot topic. We're all screaming for more play in the classroom. We're all looking for ideas to bring play into the classroom. So I need y'all to get in the comments tonight, hit that share button, invite all of your friends to join. Let's make this an epic conversation about play in the classroom so we can share some ideas, research, help each other out. So hit the share button, get in the comments, because the more you share and the more you comment, the more chances you have to win some prizes. And tonight we're giving away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual and a premium teacher planner from Virtual & Co. by TKS.
I love my Virtual & Co. planner. I love it. It's my favorite.
Love it. So all you have to do to enter is hit the share button and get in the comments. The more you share, the more you comment, the more chances you have to win. And listen, if you've been on the lives the last couple of weeks, you have probably seen the thing. There's this thing running in the background that picks the winners. It's a random thing. It's been picking me, Kindergarten Smorgasbord, Berto & Co., because we're engaging in the comments. And so the more you share, the more you comment, the more the system sees you and the more chances you have to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual and a premium teacher planner by Berto & Co. So there you go. All right. Well, listen, let's talk. Where y'all from? How many days of school do you have left? What grade do you teach? Listen, I'm going to brag for a minute because I'm done.
I don't want to hear it. I only have 20 days left, but that's stretched over 6 weeks.
Ooh.
We're not done until June 26th.
Holy cow. That's a long time.
Yeah, but when you guys all go back in August, I'm still in my beach chair.
This is 100% true, right? It's so funny because people are like, oh, you're done. But I'm like, yeah, but we'll go back at the beginning of August. You'll go back after Labor Day. So there's that trade-off, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, finish today, year 20. Last day with kids. I'll go back in tomorrow and finish getting my room packed up. Adeline finished her first, she finished kindergarten.
Oh, I saw some graduation or celebration photos.
Yes, they had a big celebration at school. They had a carnival in her classroom. So she's very excited to be on summer break. She says she's a deep sleeper. So now she's going to sleep in. So this morning she was up at 6 o'clock asking for her iPad. So I'm like, girl, that is not sleeping in. What are we doing?
I was gonna say, I'm with her. I can't wait to sleep in. That's my favorite part about summer.
And then I heard from one of my students today, her brother was at school, but she wasn't. And I was like, where's Mila? And she slept until 11. I'm like, you go, girl.
Well, so I've been on jury duty, right? So my son goes to school with me and he couldn't go to school because I couldn't take him. And kid was sleeping until 8:30. He was just having a grand old time sleeping in every day for the past week.
I love it. Good for him. I'm ready. I need a few days of sleeping in.
Yes.
Well, listen, we're excited to get to talk to you tonight about play in the classroom. I know this is something that we're constantly talking about it because we see how much our kids need it. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, all the things.
All right. So I'm Melysa Mei. I am the CEO and co-founder of Pre-K Spot. That's where you can find me on Instagram. I'm a New York City public school pre-K teacher, and I've been doing that for like the last 8 years, but I've been in early childhood doing all kinds of play and one-to-one and different things for like almost 20 years now.
Wow.
And yeah, so I live in Queens with my husband and my kids, and we go to a lot of Mets games.
I love that. Well, we were talking before we went live, and like you're like, oh yeah, I get off the subway at the city hall stop and go to school, and I'm like, it's such a different life.
Yeah.
When you like, I love that.
Mm-hmm. And it's good. I mean, my school's in a fabulous location. I really can't complain about it. It's downtown Manhattan. It's on the seaport. You can see the Freedom Tower from our rooftop play space. And we're right by City Hall, One Police Plaza. We have a million things that we can do within half a mile of my school.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, y'all, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Play in the classroom, because we're excited to have Melysa joining us for Elevate Virtual. Her session we know is going to be amazing. She's in the classroom. She's doing the thing. Mm-hmm. So tell us, Melysa, why do we need more play in the classroom?
Oh, I mean, probably talk about this for a whole week.
Right.
But, just play in the classroom is important because play is important, right? We know that that's what we want our kids to do when they're at home. That's what kids are doing at home, hopefully now in the days of screens. So we know that why not bring their natural way of seeing the world into the classroom as well. My teacher bestie, who we were teaching pre-K together for a really long time, actually just moved into doing ENL work with K through 2. And he's really noticed a huge difference between the classrooms that get a lot of play, like an extra recess or an extra period of playtime, versus some of the ones that don't, because they come into his room where they can play and they're just right? They're learning to self-regulate still. They're trying to get all that executive functioning going. There's just play taps into all the developmental domains. It taps into every part of the body. It's multimodal. So if you're offering kids that in the classroom, you're going to get, better regulated kids who are ready to learn, kids who are ready to go. And, play isn't a break from learning. You're still letting them learn while you let them play.
Right. Well, and that, like you said, there's so much learning happening. And, you see so much conversation on social media right now with teachers about how this year, of course, I think this is an every year phenomenon, but, we're in it right now. Everybody's like, oh, this is the hardest class I've had, the most challenging class, the behaviors. Mm-hmm. And I think a huge part of that is because they're not getting enough time to play. The 100%. Academics are so crazy rigorous, and our schedules are so tight, and we're stuck to these ridiculous pacing guides that we're just not giving them the time to play. And in turn, mm-hmm. we're seeing behaviors. We're seeing issues.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with this. And this has been, we've had the same conversations with teachers at my school as well. They've implemented a whole new curriculum. It's almost back to the 90s. I feel I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is how I learned. And sadly, where kindergarten used to have 2 50-minute periods of free play plus an extra recess, they've had to pull back on some of that. Now they only get 1 period of free play plus their extra recess. So they're still keeping it at the forefront, but something's got to give a little bit, and it's always play first.
I love that. That is, I think about our curriculums and how they are. Yes. And so anything we can do to get them up and moving and having that time to have some fun, to learn to Absolutely. Take turns, right? To learn to self-regulate if you don't win, all of those things mm-hmm. happen when they're playing. And like you said, they're learning so much.
And play can look so different too, of course, right? It would be amazing to offer, we do in pre-K, hours of, just free play. But just making something a little bit more playful is so helpful, right? Getting your hands on something instead of, just doing something on paper, or like you said, getting up and moving. Sorry, it's my son.
You're welcome. You're good.
What's up, dude?
We have a 6-year-old. I'm surprised she doesn't make an appearance more often.
I'm talking to Mr. Greg, like I told you.
Hey, buddy.
See? I know he's 5 and nobody else is home, sadly, unfortunately. So he's got to check on mom.
So, well, listen, as we're talking, I want y'all to get in the comments. Let us know how you bring play into your classroom. Give us some of your favorite ideas,
Ooh.
your favorite ways to bring play into the classroom. I would love to see your ideas, your thoughts. Kelly says they love playing games to review. And I like what you said, like getting your hands on it, like instead of paper pencil, like last week, because I'm one of those teachers that we're going to keep going as normal and as
Hello. Oh, you gotta. Hi, Adeline.
You say hi. All right, you gotta go so I can do my work. Okay, go back upstairs with Daddy. Like I keep things as normal and routine, and like we're still learning right up until the end because listen, the minute we like get out of that, like chaos ensues. So like we did last week, I bought beach balls at the Dollar Tree and wrote on, like, one of them had letters, one of them had equations, one of them had words with all of the phonics patterns that we learned. And we would just throw the ball back and forth.
Yep.
And like they could solve the equation or read the word or say the sound. Like we were just literally playing with the beach ball, and they loved it. And we were still getting some academics, but we were having a great time. Plus, you think about, they had to pay attention, right? They're working those motor skills, like all of that.
Yep. And like waiting turns, so much stuff happening in just like one little playful moment. Like, and it doesn't even take a lot, right? Like you went to dollar store and bought beach balls. Literally. Sometimes when I don't have anything going, like I'll just, hey, let's stand up and jump and count. And then, you know, you're going to pick a friend and then you're going to do this. And like, or maybe we'll just do like a side to side on the carpet, right? Like if you hear the sound, right, move over this way. And then they just move to the other side of the carpet. So just like little simple things like that, right? Even if you can't have a whole period of free play, you know, just like kind of gamifying things or just making things playful.
Well, and you like there was just a comment about that, and Abby says, and yes, Abby, yes. I hope everybody takes this away from tonight's live. We changed our language, saying we're going to play this or that instead of calling it work. Yes, I have made that switch in the last couple of years too, and it does make a difference. Like I literally will say, okay, you're going to go to centers and play, and they're literally doing their centers, like, you know, it's academic. They're playing games, you know, it's hands-on. They're using lots of manipulatives, but just by, I think also that kind of switches their mindset a little bit. Right.
You're not getting any pushback because they're not working, they're playing, but we all know that, you know, they're working also. I had a great thought and it just kind of like floated away.
Well, while you think about that, I want to remind everybody to hit the share button, get in the comments, because we're giving away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual and a free premium teacher planner from Virtual.
And I love mine. I'm like obsessed with it.
Well, I love to hear that. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway tonight is hit that share button and get in the comments. The more you share, the more you comment, the more chances you have to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. And if you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, do it now, because Elevate Virtual kicks off in 9 days.
I know, so soon.
Like, it's crazy that it's so soon. If you haven't registered, do it now. Use the code Melysa. It's here on the screen. That will save you an extra 25% off. So instead of $100 for Elevate Virtual, you click the link, use the code Melysa. That will save you 25%. You'll get to register for only $75. That's 90 days virtual on-demand access, 36 sessions, including 4 keynotes, over $500 in materials and resources to download for your classroom, $10,000 in giveaways, a certificate of contact for 36 hours. And because it's virtual, it's on demand. You can watch anytime, anywhere, as much as you want during those 90 days. So get registered if you haven't yet registered. If you haven't done it, hit that share button, hit the like button, get in the comments so you can win some prizes. I'm looking through some of the comments, and I want to share a couple of these out. Let's see. Oh, Chrissy says the new Jack Hartman chicken song has dropped.
Ooh.
I don't know what this is, but we're gonna have to find it out.
We'll
Jesse, get on that. We're gonna need to know what this new Jack Hartman chicken song is. Let's see. PBL, PDLU, we have dramatic play that is themed to what we're learning. October is a fire station. I love that. Sensory play by Simply Sensory by Miss G, who is one of our Elevate partners. Has a great block center.
I see a great one here talking about how they're using play like really intentionally. And play is like, I know often, and this is why I feel like it's like a hot topic subject, is because sometimes people think play and chaos or play and mess. And that scares a lot of people, right? But play can be so intentional. and still be all about the kids, right? Like you said, you don't let the kids, you keep working. You're working up till the last day. And through all just the learning onto the beach ball, that was intentional. But you are also thinking intentionally about how they're going to move, how they're going to be in the classroom, using intentional language. Play is really more about like a mindset than a thing that anybody's doing. When you use the play language, when you are thinking about it in that way, it kind of just comes out naturally instead of this thing that you have to do, right? Or this thing that you're trying to change. And it takes a little work. I wasn't always this way. I've built it up over time, but just flipping that switch, thinking about things in a little bit of a different way and keeping that language about play and the thoughts about play, and it'll come.
Well, and like you said, it's intentional. There's still routines, there's still structures, there's still expectations, but the kids are playing, they're having fun. And like you said, that switch for us is that it's not, yes, there is probably some chaos, but that's also what you want because the kids are playing. Right. And so it's going to be noisy and it's going to be messy. And so, but they're also, like we said, it's still intentional, right?
It's not out of control, right?
Right.
Like everybody says, the organized chaos of it all.
It's 100%. Like in the mornings when my kids come in, they can eat breakfast, they do their journal, and then they get to play. And so it's noisy, they're moving, they're doing stuff, but man, those conversations and their imagination.
So good.
Like, I love it. And it's literally all I did was buy some plastic shoe boxes, filled it full of different toys and turned it, and they play and they get to do all of these they just come up with games and these activities and the things they make, and then they talk. They're talking.
So much talking,
which is huge for all of our kids, but especially if you have, like in my classroom, like EL students. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had a large influx of EL students in the last couple of years with the large migrant influx into New York City. They opened up a shelter literally right in our zone, which just meant every child from that shelter was coming to our school. We welcomed like 75 to 80 new families last year, all Spanish speaking. I don't speak any Spanish, like at all. But what I had was play. And I watched children play house. Almost everybody plays house, right? Almost everybody plays babies. Almost everybody, pretends to eat food, whatever that food may be. And there's just so much connectiveness to that.
Like I just saw, there was a comment earlier about somebody doing rhyming words and they were flipping pancakes.
Yeah.
Kids love that. And it's food. And so it's something they can connect with. So give us a little sneak peek into your session at Elevate Virtual. What are you going to talk about? Just kind of tell us a little bit about what you're going to teach us. What are we going to learn?
So I share a little bit about the foundations, right? Just to give a little bit, because I feel like when you have, you name it to tame it, right? So when you have an idea or a strategy that's named, that's what makes play feel more structured. You have a structure of understanding so that you can not make it feel so chaotic, right? So we share a few of the foundational pieces, right? Like the types of play and, why play is important. But then I also talk about, the connectiveness of play. We talk a little bit about intergenerational play and playing at home versus at school, and why that's important for how teachers play and how they can bring that into the classrooms. They can build up that play mindset. And then lots of ideas for how to play in each grade level.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. So if you want to learn more about play in the classroom, make sure to join Melysa at Elevate Virtual. Click the links in the comments and the description to get registered, and use the code Melysa to save an extra 25% off of your Elevate Virtual ticket. That means you can get registered for only $75. That gets you 90 days virtual on-demand access to 36 sessions, $500 in giveaway and resources to download for your classroom, $10,000 in giveaways, a certificate of 36 contact hours, and so much more. So get registered for Elevate Virtual. You can't wait. I can't wait, Melysa. I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
Like you said, we're always looking for more ideas on how to bring play into the classroom. And we're also I think all of us can benefit from having that language, having the research, so that when admin pushes back, because they do, we know that, we can say, this is why we're doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, and just really, like I said, connecting it to the domains, how they're developing. And you can turn any goal into play, right? Like somebody was talking about theming their dramatic play center. That right there is probably meeting multiple academic goals. And, putting out just like a few play invitations, like we're probably already doing, or something very, very similar. You can attach goals to that. And then that is right there. You're like, oh, see, they did this today and this was this goal.
Right.
And you win right there.
Julie makes a really good point. And I had never thought about this, Julie. She says it's so hard for them to use imagination when they don't have experiences and vocabulary. So doing this in the classroom is so incredibly important.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is such a huge like aha moment. Like how are they going to pretend to do a Starbucks dramatic play center if they don't have an experience with going to a coffee shop or anything, right? Like, yeah. So doing this in the classroom and bringing these things into the classroom it's necessary.
Absolutely. Because play is literally how children are making sense of their world. They're making sense of the experiences they've had. Maybe they have a coffee experience at home, but they haven't gone to like a Starbucks, but then they can make that connection.
Right. And then you're building in another huge, huge piece of the puzzle for our kids is the vocabulary, right? Like they're building, and you can, you're going to explicitly teach vocabulary, but also they're going to gain that vocabulary from talking to their friends.
Absolutely. I saw a comment she said that even when their kids are free playing, they're playing teachers.
Yes.
And using the pointer and the calendar, the rug. I mean, one of my kids the other day, she's one of my older kids, right? She's a little bit advanced, but literally she wrote our morning message on the board while she was playing. And she was using all of her like invented spelling. She was like sounding things out. She didn't ask me any questions and you could read all of it. And I was like, you go, girl. That's like exactly it.
Yes. And all they were doing was playing.
She was just being me.
I love that. I love when they play teacher and then sometimes they say something and you're like, do I sound like that?
Oh, all the time.
You're like,
I was like, oh.
Like today, my kids, the few that showed up, it was a half day. One of them did something and one of the boys goes, oh, Lord. And I was like, yeah, I know where that came from because I say that all the time when they're being wild. So
absolutely.
Give us a couple of ideas for play in the classroom, especially for the teachers who, like you, who are still in school. They've got a couple of days or weeks to go. Give us a couple of ideas.
I mean, so one of my favorite things is just incorporating maybe like a little bit more choice, or like say you need to like draw a flower, or we're doing gardening right now. And so I bring in a bouquet of flowers and like put it in the art area and let the kids recreate those flowers in any way that they see fit. Some of them have done it with loose parts. Some of them have drawn it. Some of them have painted it. I broke out some model magic. Some of them were like model magicking flowers. If model magicking is now a verb. And it was something I did ask them to do, but that was like all I did. I was just like, we're going to recreate these flowers. Pick whatever flower you want. Let's look at it. And I just let them choose. Right. So there's even something like that. If you have a project you have to do, who says it has to be paper and glue? Right? Like, why can't it be model magic, or why can't you offer a couple different options? Right?
I love that.
Like clay or pipe cleaners or something like that. So we all have
anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that one. And as you were talking, Kelly said that they use a farmer's market stand to count and then practice addition. Like how much fun is that? Like you can count the fruit or the vegetables, right? You can add how many you have. I love that. that. And here it is.
Chicken 1 and chicken 2 and chicken 5. Let's all do the chicken jive.
I love it. Well, I love one. Guess what? Get the kids up. That's play right there.
Yep.
Right? They're up. They're dancing. Ooh, Julie says directed drawing.
Oh, yeah. We do some directed drawing, especially like when we do our tree study. I teach the kids how to draw a tree. Right? We just like sit down. We have our whiteboards and they draw it. And that is a directed teaching moment. But then you've given them the skills, right? And we do it very simply. It's like 2 lines up and a couple of curvy lines. We've already talked about drawing lines before, right? So we connect all of that. And then from there on, they start making their own trees.
And we talked earlier about like how to turn like a lesson into something more play-based.
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about like, oh, I'm teaching them to draw trees. Our curriculum early on, we start learning about details, like adding
Mm-hmm.
details to pictures in our
Mm-hmm.
writing and stuff. And the lesson is literally me giving them a worksheet with an outline of the character from the story. And the kids have to add details to it. Like if I did that, it would take them 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't get anything out of it. So instead of that lesson, what I do is I do a directed drawing lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And we do a couple of them. The first one is we draw a kid, but I don't tell them who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start to slowly add details, and they're like, "Oh my god,
that's so! I love that."
Like, and so then the next day we do a directed drawing, and they have to do me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's our lesson at the beginning of the year. It's exactly what our curriculum is telling us to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm teaching them how to draw people.
Exactly.
So when they're playing, when they're doing their journals, like we're getting actual like pictures of people, not circles. And I like it's always like a circle and a line, and then it looks like I have wheels. So
you have little feet. I love that.
Yes, I love it. Ooh, shaving cream, love that.
Yes, shaving cream is so fun. Just like anything, like I said, anything sensory too, right? Yes. Sand, shaving cream. We have dirt in our sensory table right now.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, like literal dirt. Oh, and Target right now has the split sensory bins, and you can like put them on a tabletop, and then that way you can do like water and something else. Because I don't let my kids put water in our sensory table because I only have one big one, and it just ruins everything, right? But if you have these smaller bins, we can mix it up, and they're only $5.
I love that. I love it. Yeah, we love our sensory bin. It's such a great way for the kids to play, and our kids don't get sensory experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so
especially with lots of iPads now.
Yes. Brandon says they use oats in our sensory bin. We've been oats. Yeah. What all do you put in your sensory bin? Everybody share some ideas. I would love to hear some ideas for sensory bins. Yeah, everybody's now going to Target to buy.
It's in the dollar section, or in the the dollar or whatever. I forget what it's called.
So Jack Hartman's chicken song just reminded me of an activity that we do, and I changed it this year. For years, we've done this game called Chasing Chickens. And so it's practicing subtraction. I blow up some yellow balloons, and I write equations on them. And then I tell the kids they have to chase the chickens.
Oh, I'm picturing it already.
Right. And so when they catch the chicken, they have to write the equation and the answer on their paper. And so they're moving, they're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and guess what? They're subtracting. And then I actually have a document of what they did during that playtime.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I put a video or a picture of chickens on the smart board, and I play chicken noises. So we're getting some sensory in there. This year we changed it, and we did addition, and we did adding sheep. And so they had to chase the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was white balloons. And so, but think about that. You could change that to anything.
Anything.
Right?
I mean,
balloons, you're chasing the pigs, and you could do letters.
Absolutely. Well, and even if you're doing like animals, right? And like there's so many ways of incorporating so many different things into that. My favorite thing is like a quick scavenger hunt, right? Post-its. Slap up some Post-its with like letters or numbers or equations, whatever phonics sounds, and then just have the kids run around and find them. They can just like go find them and then bring them back and talk about them, or you can set them out a challenge, right? Like go find this one, go find that one.
And listen, kids love sticky notes.
Oh my God, they love them.
I mean, we all do too, right?
If you want them to write, give them a sticky note.
Seriously, like have them write on a sticky note. We do that a lot. Like I'll just give them a little piece of paper and say, you have 1 minute to draw your favorite part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
They draw it, they stick it on our chart, and they have to talk about it. Write the room, another great one where the kids can get up and have some play. Get up and move. I love it. Y'all have so many great ideas. I love it. Yeah. Okay, Christina, I'm going to disagree. Christina says in her sensory bin, they put shredded paper.
Oh, I love shredded paper.
Okay, I'm out.
Actually, one of my favorite sensory bin thing that I ever did was pet bedding. So we did a pet study, and I literally just bought the like paper pet bedding, and it smelled like lavender. It was lovely. And the kids just loved it. They made a mess. They were like, it's snowing.
I have never thought about that.
Yeah. I try to do no food. I mean, I definitely use food sometimes, but I like to use at least like things that are like super abundant, like rice or beans and things like
Right.
that. But I try really hard to not to think of something that's not food related first. And it's been working out. Like I said, pet bending was a really fun one. Like I said, we've got dirt in there now. I found like little like bead fillers that are on the inside of bean bags.
Ooh, that's good too.
Just they're noisy though.
We just did a mermaid sensory bin, and I found at Dollar Tree like some little blue like acrylic gems. And so I bought literally like 12 bags, and so it looks like water. Yeah, I love the pet filler. That's
and I just put scissors in it, and they were like cutting it up.
And it comes in like lots of. Like, can't you get colors?
I'm not sure. I just went with the first one I found on Amazon.
I feel like when I've gone to PetSmart, I feel like they have like, and I think back when we had like a guinea pig and stuff. Like I feel like
or like the pebbles that go on the bottom of fish tanks.
Yes, we've used those. Those are good for like we did black, and they sell neon.
Yeah, we do neon for the glow party day.
Yeah, and so we've done black and neon for a space sensory bin. Listen, y'all, listen to all of these ideas that we're sharing. Listen to like Melissa just gave me like an aha moment because I'm about to leave and go to PetSmart and get some pet filler for the sensory bin. Like I love it. Think about how much more you're going to get from Melissa's session at Elevate Virtual, where she's going to be talking all about play, the research behind it, the foundations. She's going to teach us how to implement it in the classroom. She's going to give us tons of ideas to bring play into the classroom. So if you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, now's the time. Click the links in the comments and the description to get registered and use the code Melysa, MELYSA at checkout. And that will save you an extra 25% off, which means you'll be able to register for only $75. That gets you 90 days virtual on-demand access to Elevate Virtual from June 1st through August 31st. All brand new content this year, and it's completely different and unique content from our in-person conferences. You get over $500 in resources to download for your classroom, 36 sessions, including 4 keynotes, a certificate of contact for 36 hours, $10,000 in prizes to give away. And we now have an app, so you can literally watch the conference anytime, anywhere with the app. So we've made it incredibly easy for you to access all of this amazing content. And listen, come to Elevate Virtual, but you also need to come to Elevate in person. We're going to be in Nashville, Austin, and St. Paul. And at all 3 conferences, we're having a paperback prom to kick off, as it's my official book launch party for my 4 new children's books. So we would love to see you all there as well. You can get your tickets to that at tksstore.com. So we would love to see you all virtually and in person this summer. Just make it a whole summer of Elevate and coming out with us at all the conferences.
I love Elevate Virtual because I love commenting back. Like, I feel like I get to help people that way. So if you comment, ask the questions, I answer them all.
I love that. And right, like it can be interactive because you can leave questions and comments, and then a lot of the presenters do come and engage. And so I love that. I love it. All right. Well, I hope you all have been sharing. I hope you've been commenting, because it's time to give away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual and a premium teacher planner from Berto & Co. by TKS. So if you are one of our winners tonight, you will just send an email to jason@elevateyourclassroom.com, jason@elevateyourclassroom.com. Send him an email, tell him your name and what you want, and he will take care of you. All right, Jesse, here comes our first winner. This is for a free ticket to Elevate Virtual, and that goes to Misty Hauk. Congratulations, Yay, Misty. You have won a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So Misty, send an email to jason@elevateyourclassroom.com, and he will take care of you. And next, we have a free premium teacher planner from Berto & Co. by TKS. Make sure to head over to bertoandco.com to get your planner, because they're selling fast. We've already sold out of one design. All right, congratulations, Colton Conley. Woo-hoo. You won a premium teacher planner from Berto & Co. by TKS. So Colton, send an email to jason@elevateyourclassroom.com and let him know that you want a planner, and he will take care of you. All right, everybody, get registered for Elevate Virtual. Click the link in the comments and the description. Use the code Melysa, MELYSA, to save an extra 25% off your ticket. That will get you registered for only $75. 90 days virtual on-demand access, 36 sessions, including 4 keynotes, certificate of contact for 36 hours, $10,000 in giveaways, over $500 in resources to download to for your classroom. All of our presenters are active in schools and classrooms. Everything is research-based. It's all real, simple content and ideas that you can implement tomorrow. Y'all literally, you can drive to PetSmart right now.
Or drive to Target.
Or to Target and get a split sensory bin. Go to PetSmart, get your pet filler for the sensory bin. That's what
Put it out tomorrow.
Literally, you can do anything we've talked about tonight, you can do it in your classroom tomorrow. That's what makes Elevate so special and unique.
So good.
Is that it's easy to do and it's real and it's proven. So join us for Elevate Virtual this summer and join us in person as well in Nashville, Austin, and St. Paul. Melysa, thank you so much. This was a blast.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I love chatting.
Well, we will see you soon. Everyone else, thank you so much for joining us. I will be back live tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time, chatting with my friend Debreese. And I literally just forgot what her session is about, but we'll be back live tonight at 8 o'clock. So make sure to join us back here at 8 o'clock Central Time for more giveaways, more fun, more ideas. And yeah, so Melysa, have a great night. Everyone else, have a great night. Thank you so much.
Bye.
And we will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.